Have you ever wished that you and your siblings get turned into half shark, half humans, and then become vigilantes and then save your city? And you know exactly what I'm talking about. Street Sharks. One of the most bad mamma jammin' cartoons to come out in the 90s, and something I was obsessed with when I was a kid. But as I've gotten older, I've learned something. Almost all of the cartoons that came out in the 80s and 90s were just big advertisements from toy companies to sell more product. These companies literally started pumping out slop just to push some product, which got me thinking, was my beloved Street Sharks as amazing as I thought it was? Or was it just a big load of trash to sell me some toys? In an effort to find out the answer to this question, I watched every episode of Street Sharks along with some serious detective work to find out. So if you don't know, let me enlighten you in the ways of being Jawsome. Street Sharks is about 4 brothers that get turned into half shark, half humans. First off, we have the Ripster. He's the leader of the group and the smartest. He gets combined with a great white shark. Next, we have Jab. He is the angry hothead. He gets combined with a hammerhead shark. Third is Streaks. He's the cool, laid-back ladies' man, and he gets combined with a tiger shark. And fourth, but certainly not least, my personal favorite, Big Slamoo! This is the youngest brother, and he's the strongest. He gets combined with the whale shark. Their nemesis, Dr. Paradigm, is hellbent on turning the entire population of Fission City into sea creature slash human things and controlling their minds. Okay, the stage is set, the characters are established, so let the Street Sharks marathon begin. From episode 1, Shark Bait, all the way to episode 40, Sharkalypse Now. Yes, before you ask, every episode has the word shark in it somewhere. To help me gauge where I'm at along the way and how I'm feeling about it, I've created this meter to help me visualize that. First, we have red. This is an absolute dumpster fire. It was obvious that the company was just trying to do a cash grab to get your money and sell you toys. Orange is just, not really good. They're still probably just trying to sell you toys. Then yellow is just mid. It's not great, it's not bad, it's just a cartoon. Then we get into light green. This is where it's like, it's getting somewhere. We're getting kind of good here. It's okay. And finally, we have dark green. This one I'm calling Jawsome. You can tell that they really cared about the product they're putting out, and it's not just slop. The toys just happen to make it better. All right, we've established the meter. So let's watch these episodes. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Wow, does this cartoon start off rough. I mean, the first 3 episodes are a complete dumpster fire. And that's putting it lightly. They go at a breakneck speed to try to establish the setting, the characters, the conflict, the goal, but at the same time, they don't establish really any of that. They give you the bare minimum and then just push you into the next episode. So what's the setting? Fission City. Is it past? Is it present? Is it future? Nah, it doesn't matter. Move on. Characters. We have 4 muscular, handsome, laid back, smart brothers that get turned into sharks. So how do we tell them apart other than the fact that they're different types of sharks? Make one a little bit smarter, one a little bit more laid back, one a little bit lazy, and then the other one a little bit stronger. It's kind of weird because they're all the same character. What's the conflict? Is it just shark boys fight bad guy? Yeah, basically for those first 3 episodes. Do they have any inner turmoil or conflict about turning into sharks? Hell no. They literally get turned into sharks and they don't skip a beat. Just destroy a hot dog cart, look at each other and say, "Shark dive!" in unison, as if they were already practicing that line way before this event even happened. So that leaves us with the goal. Is it to get turned back into humans? Hell no. They love being sharks, by the way. Is it to find their father that went missing in the opening scene? Kinda. That storyline, that goal kinda comes in and out, and then it just fades away. I guess just to be badass shark dudes that beat up bad guys. Which honestly, what more do you need? Also, we have to talk about that theme song. For the first 3 episodes, it's bad, man. It's real bad. It sounds like just a drunk guy singing in a bar about sharks. It's not looking too good after the first 3 episodes. If we look at our meter, it's all the way at the bottom of the red. This is absolutely a complete scam. They are just trying to sell you toys. Which actually, let's talk about the toys up until this point. Obviously, we have our 4 main shark characters, and then we have Dr. Paradigm, the bad guy, and his goon, Slopster and Slash. The 4 sharks, they look amazing. The toys are very well developed. They look like the characters on screen. And from what I remember, when I was a kid, the toys even felt like skin. They were like not hard plastic. They were almost like rubbery and soft. But as for the bad guys, Dr. Paradigm and his goons, man, they're bad. They're janky. The molding is bad. The faces are all messed up. The colors don't match at all. Slopster is just not even the same character, not even close. There's so many inconsistencies with the bad guys that it led me to believe, after doing some research, that they were developing the first toys and the cartoon at the same time. Even though we started out real rough and you just automatically think, hey, this is a scam, they were trying to sell us toys, let's move on. Pump the brakes just a little bit, pump the brakes, because there's a glimmer of hope after episode 3. When you get into episode 4 and beyond, the characters become so much more well-rounded. They start leaning into their tropes. Ripster really does stand out as the leader. Jab really does become the hothead of the group that consistently gets them in trouble. Streaks is always hamming it up, and he truly is a lady man. He's flirting with every single girl that he sees in the cartoon. And Big Slamoo is literally the strongest shark there is. They also make him a lot dumber. But here's the thing, it makes them all so endearing that you start picking out your favorites. You start getting attached to these characters and you start getting invested in the story that they're starting to build. We're starting to see more conflict. We're starting to see a goal develop, and you start rooting for these street sharks way more than you ever did in the first 3 episodes. So it's looking good. The meter is definitely going up. And as the story goes, they start adding more good guys and more bad guys. So if you haven't found your favorite character yet, you have more to choose from. And of course, they have toys to go along with them. So let's talk about those good guys and bad guys that they added. They have some awesome characters that they added. We have the brothers' longtime friend, Jets Taylor, also known as Moby Lick. He gets combined with a killer whale, and he's a huge environment and animal activist, which goes hand in hand with the show because Paradigm is always doing animal experiments. So of course Moby Lick's gonna join them for a lot of the episodes to help take him down. We also have really fun and outgoing characters like El Sordo. He's a circus performer that gets combined with his pet marlin that he performs with in the circus. I will say though, his character design and everything is kind of creepy looking. But he's a fun character. Another awesome character is Manta Man, formerly known as Dr. Terry Morton. He's a NASA scientist that injects himself with alien and manta ray DNA. That way he can help the street sharks save the world. He's probably one of the deepest characters we have in Street Sharks, because through him, we get to see the desperation of turning into this hybrid human creature thing. He actually asks the question of like, what do I do now? My humanity is gone for the most part. I can't go back to my normal life. It is one of the deepest looks that we see into like deep character development. All of these allies are so cool, and they add so much to the story, moving the meter all the way up. Is what I would say if it weren't for one stupid character, and that's right, I'm talking about you, Rocks. This turd of a character is absolutely annoying. He has absolutely no value. And when he's featured in an episode, you know that that episode is going to be nothing but filler trash. His storyline is stupid. His character design is stupid. And you know what? His music? It's bad. That's right. And he couldn't make it as a rock star, so he had to get combined with a Mako shark, which, by the way, is way too cool for him. He should have been combined with a dumb gulper shark. That's right, that's a real shark. I was going to move the meter up to Jawsome level, but not anymore. That's because of, and I'm serious about this, because of rocks. And a few other things that I'm about to mention. It's the bad guys. The bad guys are not that great. They follow the same trope that a lot of cartoons do, where the henchmen are just dumb henchmen. They don't really add too much, but let's go ahead and go through the bad guys anyway. We have Slash. Slash is the DNA combination of the pirate Thomas Blood and a swordfish. And I'm sure you're saying right now, wait a minute, didn't we already have a swordfish? Wasn't El Sordo mixed with a swordfish? And I would say, no. He was mixed with a marlin. Don't you know the difference between a marlin and a swordfish? Obviously, this is a marlin and this is a swordfish. Or this is a marlin and that's a sword. No, that's a sailfish. This is a swordfish? No, that's a black marlin. Okay, they're both, why did they make them both billfish? That doesn't make, you could have made Slash into like a goblin shark or like a sawfish. That would have been cool. Why? That doesn't make any sense. Whatever, let's move on to the next one. Slopster. Slopster is the DNA combination of Genghis Khan and a lobster. I mentioned this before, his toy looks nothing like his character. But that's fine, because guess what? For good news or for bad news, whichever you prefer, I don't know if you like them or not, both these characters straight up disappear because they're replaced by two other henchmen that are equally as just dumb and henchman-y. So the henchman that they made way for is Calamari, which is a squid that's been genetically modified with, I think, some sort of alien DNA. They never really say. And then the second one is Reptile, which is the combination of a moray eel and a angry hotel manager that hates the street sharks. I will say though, both these characters, they definitely start out a lot more dangerous and a lot more stronger than their previous henchmen that they took over for. But as the story goes, they kind of just fall back into that dumb henchman role, which is kind of sad because they start off so awesome. Now, all this being said, even though we have been leaning really hard into these tropes and some of the characters are one-noted, the show overall has gotten better. Like, we are solidly in the okay, we're getting somewhere good area of the meter. Yeah, every now and then the series has a stinker and it dips down, but in general, the show is pretty good so far. But there is an ominous black cloud lurking in the distance. A shift begins to happen. A shift that doesn't bode well for the series. And it starts right around here. See, up until this point, Dr. Paradigm and the Street Sharks has kind of always had a back and forth. No one's really had the upper hand. Dr. Paradigm starts some plan and then it gets, you know, taken down by the Street Sharks, and that's kind of how every episode goes. But in episode 26, Shark Wars, the Street Sharks win. Like, straight up, full stop, the Street Sharks triumph over Dr. Paradigm. Dr. Paradigm gets exposed for the villain that he is to the entire world. His master plan that he's built up has been dismantled, and the Street Sharks and their genius sidekick Benz comes up with a vaccine. That way no one else can be turned into a human creature hybrid. The final battle is so epic, like in the actual term. The entire entire city almost gets leveled. It is straight up chaos, and the Street Sharks win. It truly felt like a series finale, to the point that I paused it to check what episode I was on because I thought I accidentally skipped ahead. But no, we're only on episode 26. I want to go back to the meter really quick because judging the show up until this point, this episode was amazing. And I would judge this at full tilt Jawsome territory. Like, it was such a good episode, so well rounded, and it felt like the finale, but it's not. And what comes next feels so out of place and disjointed. Honestly, it feels like a completely different show. That's because it kind of is. You remember that ominous cloud I was talking about? Well, it's here. After the defeat of Dr. Paradigm, the show just started throwing in these new villains that did not level up to what they could have been. One was like this old gangster. Another one was some billionaire that just wanted to like destroy environments and animals. It's just crap, man. It was crap filler. It wasn't good. Like, we just dropped off a cliff when it comes to like story quality. And then it happened. They introduced the Dino Avengers. Who the hell are these guys?
Oh, hey there.
Who are you?
Oh, me? I'm the corporate man. I'm here to let you know how awesome these new characters that we just introduced are gonna be. And that way, you like them.
What?
Well, first, we have T-Bone. He's the leader of the group, and he gets combined with a T-Rex.
No, you can't.
And then we have Spike. He's a Triceratops and the group hothead. Watch out, you don't want to get on his bad side. And then we have Stegs. He's a Stegosaurus and the brainiac of the group. So if you need something done techie, he's your man.
I don't understand.
And last but not least, we have Bullseye. He's a Pteranodon. That's one of the flying ones if you didn't know. And he's the laid-back, cool guy of the group.
I don't like this.
No, you will like them. You're gonna have to like them. They are not going anywhere. So just shut up, watch the show, and say nice things about the dinosaurs.
So these buttholes are here. And they're not going away either. From here on out, the show is now referred to as the Dino Avengers featuring the Street Sharks. They can't do that, right? They can't just come in, hijack our show, and then name it something else. But of course, when you look up the Street Sharks, it's still included under the Street Sharks name for sales purposes. Well, they're doing it anyway, which means we need to continue with the mood meter. I'll be honest with you, the Dino Avengers was not a bad addition to the show. It's actually pretty fun. They add a new spice to the show. It feels like we're ramping up for a new arc and a new season of something, because you have these two teams that are fundamentally identical, but they're butting heads about how they are going to accomplish the same goal. And the new goal is to defeat the Dino Avengers' arch nemesis, the Raptors. You got Bad Rap, Hax, and Spitter. These dudes are absolute psychopaths. They are way more aggressive, way more demented than any of the previous bad guys we've had before. They have no love lost for anyone, and they definitely do not look out even for each other. There's an episode where Hax gets mind controlled and is like captured by the good guys, and Bad Rap is just like, his fault, let's leave him behind. And they just straight up leaving. You never seen that with any of the old bad guys. They've always kind of had a love camaraderie with each other, but these Raptors, they just want to like destroy the world. They do not care. It's kind of cool. The Dino Avengers are not a bad addition to the show. They bring a breath of fresh air, a complexity to the story with the good back and forth power dynamic between the Street Sharks and the Dino Avengers. It adds something interesting, and it made the show good again, especially after those past few weird trash episodes that happened. The problem is, It's the Street Sharks. They're gonna get canceled because we're making way for the new announced heroes, the Dino Vendors. We end with episode 40, Sharkalypse Now, with the Sharks and the Dinos working together to finally beat back the Raptors, sending them retreating off into space. And it's this weird conclusion that is fun, but I know it's over with now, so it's bittersweet. So let's go back to the original question. Was the Street Sharks just a gimmick cartoon to sell you toys? Unfortunately, yes, after doing the research, this show was straight up commissioned by Mattel, the toy company, to brand their toys that they had already been in production. I believe, and this may just be me coping, but I do believe that the show became so much more than that. That this cartoon spoke to us. It made us happy. It brought us joy. The toys was just an extension of a cartoon that I loved. To be honest with you, even though I know now, as an adult, that Mattel was just trying to sell me toys, I don't care. I would honestly buy them all over again because it just brought me so much joy. And that's exactly what I did because Mattel just came out with their 30-year anniversary of Street Sharks, and I bought Big Slamoo and Streaks. All right, that's it for me. If you like this video, like and subscribe. And also check me out on Twitch. I stream there every now and then. So same name, Trevlin Rayner on Twitch. And I'll see you guys on the next one.